everybody, welcome back. This is video number 2 for Rainis Mancha's YouTube series. So the topic of today that I want to get started off with is going to be why I chose to go to community college. So let's get started. So getting started, there is a couple reasons why I decided to go to community college. This also, I just want to say, was back when I was, 17, gonna be 18. Now I'm 26. So I'm just telling you, a couple of things that I went through, some tips and tricks that I've learned, and, the knowledge that I know now that I wish I would have known then. So one of the reasons I want to start off with why I decided to go to community college was because I knew myself and I knew me in that time, in that period mentally. I just was not ready to go to a big UC. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to study. I had no idea what career path I wanted to take. And that was mainly because, I wasn't really as involved in school as I would like. I didn't really do any clubs. I did run track, but I really don't consider that like playing in a sport. I really wasn't as involved as I would have hoped to be, only because I did synchronized figure skating, and at that time I was on a very competitive team and that was my main focus. And school was kind of a secondary. Like, I love skating. It's my passion, it's my hobby, and I had put that above everything else at the time, and I wish I wouldn't have, but you're young and you're a teenager and you make decisions. But anyways, that's the number one reason why I decided to go to community college, is just because I wasn't mature enough to make that decision to be able to commit and to go to a UC or Cal State or wherever, what type of university. The second reason was also, you guessed it, money. So money obviously is very big, and it, is something that you need to be able to go to college. It's maybe not something that you need necessarily, but it helps. So my parents, very young when they had me, my mom went to college and graduated, but she went to like a dental assisting school, so it was kind of a trade school. My dad really went to community college for a semester and dropped out, so I didn't really have the resources from them to be able to have some type of path laid out for me to know which way to turn, especially when it came to college. And I had no trust fund or no college fund that was set up for me. It was kind of like, well, if you want to go to college and you want to do this, then you're gonna have to pay for it, or you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna pay for it, or can you get a student loan, can you get scholarships, can you get grants or anything like that. And all this when I was 16 and 17 was just not something that I thought that I could accomplish or something that I could handle. And I didn't know that you had to pay for application fees. Like, I didn't know you had to, pay for all this stuff to be able to even just apply, nor did I know exactly how much it was gonna cost when I did choose a college to be able to go. So money was a big thing for me on why I decided to go to community college, only because I knew it was gonna be cheaper. I knew I was gonna get more financial aid. And being immature and not really knowing what career path I wanted to take, I knew that community college was going to be the best route financially and just, realistically for me. And the third reason why I decided not to go to UC and to go to community college was because of my family. So my family plays a very big part in my life. I am one of 8 kids. I have my mom and my dad. We are all from the same mom, all same dad, lived together my whole life. So they are my foundation and my support system. And I knew that if I left home and I either dormed or I went to school out of state, that I wasn't gonna have that foundation there for me. And my family is so important to me. And I just wasn't mentally ready to separate from them at that point. So I just knew that if I left, or if I decided to go to school somewhere else or whatever, or even having like that burden on me would then fall to them, and I didn't want it to be like that. So that's another reason why I decided to go to community college instead of going to like a UC or a Cal State. So since I've told you the reasons why I decided to go to community college, I just want to give some like little tips and tricks that I learned, back then. Now I'm 26, back then I was 16, it's like 10 years ago. But these are some things that I wish I would have done and could have done in the time. Not that I would change any decision that I've made. It's all led me here, and I am living life, and I love where I am at the moment. But I would just say, like, start thinking about it early, maybe your junior year, maybe that summer going into your senior year, because you will have to start applying for a lot of UCs or Cal States. I think their deadline is either October 30th or November 30th. I don't really remember. But you might want to start thinking about it a little bit early. Also, visit like a resource center, talk to your guidance counselor. I didn't really do that. If you have already an idea of what school you'd like to go to, do some research, see if there's any other little programs or something that you can get involved with that can connect you there. You can volunteer here, or you can go there. Sometimes they do little things in like the community that you can go and like visit. That's like a big thing. Visit the campus. See if you can, go there for like undergrad night, not like an undergrad night, but just like visitation, just so you can go and see what the college is like. Me, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to go to a big UC just because I would have got lost in the sea of people, and I'm not the type of person to, stand out. I was very secluded, and I did things my own way, and I loved being invisible. So I knew if I went to a big UC, I would have got lost. And also, if you do think about applying, also remember that there are scholarships out there, there are grants out there, and there is financial aid. You just have to be willing to go and to look and to find it. You can go on any type of website. Just make sure you're reading and that you're looking at where you're going, just in case, because sometimes some of them can be scams. You want to make sure that it's authentic, and that you're not just putting your information there out all willy-nilly. You don't want to get hacked. But just do a lot of research, and especially if you want to not come out with a lot of student loans, look for scholarships, look for grants. You can do some personal loans depending on what banks you have. You can go in and like tell them what you qualify for. If you want to do like something that has a co-signer, you can ask like a mom, a dad, a parent, an aunt, uncle, grandparent, whoever that may be willing to sign and to help you out in that sort of situation. So that's something that I would recommend for you to do. Also, I just recommend that if you really don't know what you want to do, take your time. Like, it doesn't matter how long you take, like people want to put a time limit and want to put you in like this little box and be like, this is, how much time you have and you can only do this. And it's really something that's going to be your life and your decision. So you want to make sure that it's right. For me, I knew that I need to take time. So I knew coming right out of high school, I was not ready to jump right into college. And if I wanted to take my time and to do it the way that I wanted to, I had to choose community college because it gave me that leeway, to be able to choose my classes and to choose what I wanted to do. Also, not saying that it's a waste of money, but I just, in my perspective, thought that it would just be a waste of money if I ended up going to college that wasn't known for something that I wanted to start my career in. So I figured if I went to community college, I did all my generals, and I got interested in something, and I figured out what I really wanted to do, then I could, this whole thing of the transfer, you could use whatever credits you had, or transfer into a program. A lot of good community colleges have really great transfer programs that will, depending on your determination and how much you stay on top of stuff, because a lot of classes do get impacted, but you can literally go from your community college straight into a UC or Cal State program. And I think that's the best way to save money, save time, and to just like figure out yourself and figure out your life if you're really not ready to start a big UC or a big Cal State. All right, another tip is, guys, ask your teachers. They are the front line of everything. You see them every single day on a daily basis. Even if you have one class with them, 2 classes with them, I would say to choose somebody that you feel a little bit more comfortable, someone with you that you feel very open with, because if you start, you know, talking to them and asking them about like colleges and applications and some, you know, guidance or some sort of information, that's also a great way to start a relationship with them. So if you do decide to go to like a big community college, a big UC or Cal State, or even if it is community college that requires you to have a recommendation letter, you kind of are already making that relationship with them, that it would be, you know, easier to kind of like slip it right in there and be like, hey, is there any way, you know, you'd be able to write a recommendation letter for me? Like, you know, I really enjoy and look up to you, and, you know, whatever else you can think of. But I think that that would be a great way to start some sort of relationship, to be able to have that as a recommendation letter in the near future if you really needed it. Another tip is to just, you know, be okay with the decision that you make. I know it's a very hard decision. You do have to sit down and really think about what's going to be best for your life. And like I said, there's no timeline. There's no it's too early or it's too late. Whenever you feel comfortable, whatever timing feels right for you to be thinking about it, then it's the right time and you can sit down. I would make, you know, a little list, make some pros, make some cons, or, you know, look up some different schools, some different educational programs that they have, some different career paths. You know, every single college is going to be different, and you also want to look at the acceptance rate. You want to look at the graduation rate. Like, you know, you want to do your research and really look and see and find what's out there. Also, do not limit your research or your findings to just one state. I went to college out of state and I had the best time. So I would say if you're afraid of going out of state, just keep an open mind. If you know that it's really not for you, definitely, you know, you've already made that decision, check that box off the list and you'll be good, and just keep going down. But there are so many resources if you go, you know, to any type of like student website, or even maybe on like the actual college website, they'll show you different guidelines that you may need to go through. They may have timelines for you. They may also have different admission requirements that you would have to go through. Some of these even do apply to some community colleges only because they're so impacted. So, you know, I know that they're probably trying to limit the pool of people coming in. So I would say just really do your research, really put yourself out there, really commit, and just make the decision that's gonna be best for you. Alrighty guys, so I hope that helped out a little bit, just like sharing my story and why I decided to go to community college. If you've already made the decision, if you're in high school, if you're out of high school, or if you've already graduated, you know, it's never too late to think about college. You know, there's no age, there's no limit. Do not put that on yourself. I would just encourage you, if you are high school, if you are not a senior, start thinking about it now. It's never too late, it's never too early. So you want to start getting this information, making those connections, looking online. You have so many more resources on your belt now than I did when I was younger, because, you know, I didn't really have a phone that could go on the internet to be able to look up things. I didn't have iPads or any of this stuff. I had to do it on a desktop or, you know, on a computer. So, you know, you have a lot more resources at your grasp, and it is a lot more competitive nowadays. So I would just say, just to get on top of it right now, start volunteering, do some community service, maybe follow somebody. You know, if you have somebody in your family that is in a specific career that you think you might be interested in, say, hey, can I come? Can I, you know, walk around with you, depending on what kind of career it is? Like, can you tell me a little bit about what you do? You have to start getting involved, and you have to start thinking about it. So, and if you don't really do that, you're kind of just going to be in that wishy-washy stage that I was. Not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that if you do want to get on top of it and start thinking about it, those can be a couple of things that you may want to do. Also, as far as like the money, like I said, visit like a resource center, look online to see if the school has any specific scholarships that you may qualify for. Visit your local banks just to see if maybe you can do a personal loan instead of taking out like a, you know, federal loan or something. Whatever works best for you and your situation. My situation was I had no money, so I had to figure out what I was gonna do, and the best thing for me to do was to go to community college because I did qualify for a lot more financial aid, and it just worked out best for me. I still worked during that time. I had 2 jobs, but you can kind of, you know, manipulate and figure out what's gonna work best for you. So I had 2 jobs to put me through college. Some people may, you know, be a little bit more well off than I was, but it just depends on your situation. Also, number 2 or 3, I'm sorry, I just hope that relationships kind of don't, you know, hold you down. You know, not saying that like my family held me down, but they were a big standpoint, and I made the decision because I knew that I needed my family support in that crucial time in my life, and if I didn't have it, I probably wouldn't have been successful. So that's me. But if you are independent and you're okay with leaving the nest and, you know, doing your own thing and being free and flying away, go. It is such a great experience. You know, you don't have to leave the house, or you don't have to leave the state or go anywhere to be able to get the college experience. You know, I believe you can get a college experience going to community college. If you went to a UC or a Cal State or even a different university, you can get a college experience anywhere. You just have to be willing to get involved and to be willing to be open to the experience. So I hope this helped you guys out a little bit. If you have any questions or anything that I can answer that I didn't go through, don't forget to leave your comments down below. And also, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button, and just be ready and stay tuned for a couple more videos in the near future. Alrighty guys, bye. Alright guys, one more thing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and then I'll always leave a link to my other videos that I may have done in the past or that will be coming in the near future.